Hello, friend. I'm excited to finally announce my passion project. It has been one of the most requested topics in the comments. Sure, they're comments on the videos of other content creators. But I mean, how else do you find new and interesting topics to decide to be an expert in? Pray tell, how do you become that expert if you also don't watch the videos? Well, not watch exactly. My ADHD means I've got a limited attention span. By the time I've watched a 5-minute video, I'll have forgotten what the hell the idea was anyway. A bit like the day I decided to finally tackle my to-do list. You know, be productive, take control of my life. Maybe even feel accomplished for 5 minutes. I started strong, made a list, color-coded it and everything. First task, clean the kitchen. Easy enough, right? I walked into the kitchen and noticed the coffee cup I'd left out. Oh yeah, coffee. But first I'd need to wash the cup. As I reached for the sponge, I saw the plant on the windowsill looking sad and droopy. Poor thing, probably thirsty. I grabbed the watering can, but it was empty, so I headed to the sink to fill it up. That's when I noticed the dirty dishes still in the sink. Gross. I turned on the water to wash them, and as the sink filled up, I glanced at the fridge. There was a photo of me and my best friend from college. Wow, I hadn't texted her in ages. I grabbed my phone to send her a quick message, but got distracted by a notification. Apparently my online shopping cart still had that sweater I didn't need but really wanted, so obviously I had to check out the reviews. 3 hours and 10 tabs later, I realized I was hungry. I wandered back into the kitchen only to trip over the watering can. Oh yeah, the plant. I picked it up and saw the coffee cup again. Cleaning the kitchen, that was the mission. And then I remembered. I hate cleaning the kitchen. So, I made another cup of coffee and sat down to write this series instead. Anyway, what was it I was talking about? I can't remember. Oh right, a coffee. I'll be right back. So my new series is coming very soon as I deal with the copyright issues over my biographical series on my life as Brad Pitt. A real fight club in a teacup, so to speak, claiming that I'm pretending to be him. Explain to me how people that don't know me would know I'm not Brad Pitt. We look almost identical, so of course people are going to mistake me for him. I mean, it's taken years. Cost tens of thousands of dollars and required an excessive amount of plastic surgery to develop this look. And yeah, okay, I'll admit I used his photos on my social media pages. I was in no shape at the time to use photos of myself, with the abnormal swelling to my face and testicles and all. Anyway, my new series, Be a Man. The definitive guide to being a real man. Definitive in that it is almost certain the series will shortly be canceled. Not in terms of it being everything that you need to know to be a real man. I mean, what is a real man anyway? I can't wait to find out. The skeptic in me does wonder if it is just a grift. But who am I to stand in judgment of my own intentions? I mean, I don't even know what a real man is, so good luck grifting with this series. Certainly won't stop me trying, though. So an official welcome, gentlemen and wait, just gentlemen. This is Be a Man, the definitive guide to being a real man, an educational series for men. Real men, when they're not outdoors doing men stuff, but are inside doing, well, still being men whilst doing not so manly stuff. But that's okay. They're watching this series because they were searching for a program about being a real man, or maybe questioning if they are a real man, or they have just had an encounter with someone who could be a real man. But they're not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The important thing is this is the program for real men, teaching them how to be real men, which would logically mean they aren't real men yet. Wait, that can't be. Ha! You nearly had me there. Real men don't deal in logic or unreliable and debunked ideas such as critical thinking or facts. Remember when facts were considered important. Don't get me started on corroborated, irrefutable facts. I mean, I don't even think they are words, let alone English. Try explaining it to Brad Pitt, though. Laughable now. How they somehow magically made things true. How far humanity has come. Well, whatever might be true, this is the only program daring enough to teach you how to be a real man. Because clearly, in the infinite wisdom of time and evolution, someone forgot to leave us an instruction manual. But a real man wouldn't read it anyway. And definitely not in an age where finding someone else to do things for you is a mere fingertip away, with the simple press of a button. Well, and also having to create an account by typing in your name, contact details, and a complex password that is repeatedly invalid for not containing uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, a special character, the name of a minor Greek deity, a haiku about your childhood pet, and the exact time of your last emotional breakdown in military time, using the NATO Phonetic Radio Communications spelling alphabet. So, you enter a password that you will think you remember but you will without fail forget, resulting in you having to reset your password every time you try to log in. That is, only after being locked out of your account because you made too many failed attempts to log in with the wrong password. Finally, you have to complete a CAPTCHA. A CAPTCHA is really a psychological puzzle. A puzzle designed to measure the exact level at which your frustration turns to a blind rage, followed by crippling self-doubt and concern that you may have an undiagnosed learning disability, but followed by the excitement in realizing your newly discovered learning disability will entitle you to disability support payments, free services, or at the very least, a disabled car parking permit. Now you might be asking yourself, but aren't men already men by virtue of existing? And to that I say, no. Being born male is merely the biological suggestion of manhood. Being a real man, that's an art form, a craft, a skill honed over decades of misunderstanding simple truths and watching other men pretend to know what they're doing. This series will arm you with everything you need to navigate the world like the confident, rugged, fearless, yet remarkably sensitive warrior you were meant to be. We'll cover essential manly life hacks like how to build a campfire with nothing but your bare hands. And when that inevitably fails, a $200 multi-tool you bought online but don't really know how to use and can't even work out how to open the box. A time when a multi-tool would really come in handy. Lesson 1. A real man always stays calm under pressure. Picture this. You're chopping wood in the wilderness, shirtless, of course, because real men fear neither splinters nor sunburn. The axe handle snaps, a thunderstorm rolls in, and a bear suddenly appears in the distance. What do? You keep your cool. You stand your ground. You assert dominance by, what's the term? Yes, making yourself look bigger. Though if we're honest, the science on that is a little shaky. Some experts say it works, others say you're basically presenting yourself as a snack buffet. Maybe don't try that. Let's put that in the optional category. Speaking of optional, do real men cry? Short answer, no. Long answer, sometimes, but only for very specific reasons. You can cry if your dog dies. You can cry if you lose a championship game. You cannot cry because the Wi-Fi isn't working, even if your entire identity depends on your Brad Pitt social media and dating profiles. A real man should also not cry while assembling IKEA furniture. Unless he's on hour 3, the instructions are in Swedish, and he's holding the last screw with no idea where it goes. Add to that, not having a multi-tool. Floodgates open. You see, the trick is to cry in a way that's dignified. Think of a single tear rolling down your cheek as you stare stoically into the distance, perhaps while holding a flag or gazing at a particularly impressive sunset. That's manly. Ugly crying. Leave that to the amateurs and those with post-plastic surgery swelling. And what about grooming? A real man doesn't need a skincare routine. No, sir. A real man's face is a roadmap of life. Scars, wrinkles, uneven, patchy beard. It tells a story. But, just between us, if you happen to own an exfoliating scrub or a moisturizer, that doesn't make you less of a man. It just means you're, preparing your face for the harshness of battle. Yes, that's it. Battle. Although they do say healthy skin is a sign of vitality. So maybe slap on that SPF 50+, just in case the sun's out to assassinate you. And let me comment on manscaping. Real men are supposed to resemble a grizzly bear that just fought a lawnmower, not a polished runway model. The only exception? If your chest hair is starting to braid itself into your seatbelt. It's a public safety issue at that point. Oh, one more exception. Amateur cyclists shaving their legs. Because we all know aerodynamics is crucial when you're coasting at 5 kilometers per hour to the coffee shop. And nothing complements the wrap like a neon sausage look than legs that look like a freshly plucked chicken. Now let's not forget the most important lesson of all leadership. A real man leads with courage, conviction, and absolutely zero hesitation, except for when he's being cautious. Because, of course, caution is also manly. You don't want to rush headfirst into a situation you don't understand. Like, say, fixing a car engine when the extent of your mechanical knowledge is opening the hood and staring at it like a magic puzzle box. But fear not. We'll be covering the basics of automotive repair, such as confidently saying, "Yup, that's your alternator," even when the car won't start, because you've been pushing the cigarette lighter thinking it's the start button in a keyed ignition car. So join us as we embark on this bold, sometimes contradictory, occasionally counterproductive journey into the heart of manhood. You'll learn such essential real men skills, such as how to build a shed that probably won't collapse in a stiff breeze, how to walk away from any situation looking like you totally meant to do that, and of course the essential and classic skill of how to fold a fitted sheet. It's like trying to domesticate an octopus. It's awkward, impossible, and by the end, you're questioning your life choices while the sheet resembles a lumpy fabric burrito, auditioning as a misshapen cloud. And most importantly, you'll learn how to perfectly grill a steak. Now, this is my pet topic, and I've always thought when dreaming of making the Miss Universe finals. I mean, if it was Mr. Universe, it would definitely be my special talent and should make up for the points I lose in the bikini section. I'm confident I could hold my own in evening wear. Anyway, well, I often receive humbling compliments with my steaks evoking endless discussion. And when running into dinner guests, I can't tell you how often my culinary skills come up, particularly those that weirdly have since suffered severe medical complications. I mean, what are the odds of so many of my dinner guests developing kidney and nerve damage? In fact, I've got a newspaper clipping framed and hung on the wall in my dining room that is a top food critic's review of my steaks. It's from when I owned a steakhouse restaurant, Sirloin's Castle, formerly known as Brad's Pit Stop Steakhouse, before it was shut down due to what was clearly a smear campaign by another restaurant. Or it may have been the coincidental large cluster of salmonella poisoning that they tried to link to the steakhouse due to the fact all of the victims had eaten there. You guessed it. Facts. I'm no lawyer, but it's a clear case of unnatural injustice, I'd say, if I were a lawyer, and based on what I know, not being a lawyer, it really couldn't be any clearer. Anyway, I was so taken aback with the food critic's glowing praise. He wrote something to the effect of the following exact words: "With all the charity I can muster, this meal is less of a steak and more of a charcoal-inspired meat cracker. Perfect for anyone who enjoys chewing on regret." I mean, some people just have a way with words, don't they? Enough about me, so in my series I will show you what makes me a real man, how you too can be like me, a real man, like me. Of course, we'll have plenty of fun along the way as I recant stories about myself. As you can see, this series is for you. Become a better you like me, be like me. This is the Be a Man series, the definitive guide to being a real man, where masculinity isn't just a state of being, it's an ever-changing, vaguely defined collection of skills, postures, and random bursts of confidence. Tune in, or don't. A real man doesn't need anyone to tell him what to do. Unless, of course, he's Googling how long to cook a frozen pizza because, until it looks done, didn't work last time. Or he's changing a diaper for the first time and needs a hazmat suit, moral support, and the courage required to disarm bomb. Anyway, gentlemen, that's all for now. Bye, friend.